the two teams make their way out of the tunnel. It's an all-white night at Deepdale for a mouth-watering cup tie. Local West Lancashire rivalry is renewed between two old foes in the first round of the Captial One Cup. The home fans have turned out in all white to cheer on their side against their fierce rivals. One man who knows what it's like to be at both ends of the M55 is Simon Grayson. The North End boss once played and managed the Tangerines, but now wears lily white colours, where he's already succeeded in getting Blackpool to the Championship. That's his aim this season with North End, but by knocking out his former side tonight, it would further cement his growing reputation with the Preston fans. It's a white-hot atmosphere inside Deepdale for this cracking cup tie. The two teams lining up down in front of us, eager to get the game underway. The managers making their way down the touchline into the dugouts as well. Team news, it's 3 changes for North End tonight. Nicky Rowe, Chris Humphrey and Kevin Davis make way. Joe Garner and Will Hayhurst come into the side, while Ian Hume makes his first start in a North End shirt for over 16 months. He's scored more times against Blackpool than anyone else in his career. Blackpool also make 3 changes. New signing Michael Chopra makes a full debut up front. Chris Basham and on loan Jack Robinson also come in. For Robinson, it's his full debut on loan from Liverpool. Harris, Osborne and Grant miss out, and Preston will be kicking from left to right towards the Shankly Cop end, away to our right hand side. It's Blackpool who start the game in a cauldron of noise here in Deepdale. Broadfoot sending it long and upfield, trying to pick out Steve Davis. This is Tom Ince now looking to try and bring it down, and he's held up by Bailey Wright. A couple of the Blackpool players appealing for handball in the opening stages there, but nothing doing with the referee. And this is Clarke now on the right hand side. He picked up the Man of the Match award on Saturday against Wolves for fine display to keep Bakary Sarko at bay. He might have an equally tough job tonight against Tom Ince, as a poor kick from Declan Rudd falls kindly for Keith Keane. Clarke down the right hand side here, hitting this one long. Joe Garner touching it down towards Ian Hume, and here is Ian Hume now running forward, trying to take it on, and that will be a free kick. He's brought down by Gary McKenzie there, who was certainly in and up for the challenge, and Hume went down and wins North End a free kick in a good position. Sean Gregan alongside me, and the referee having an early word already with the Blackpool defender Gary McKenzie.
Yeah, it just shows you what Hume's all about. He gets the ball and straight away the Blackpool back four sort of drop off. He goes straight at them with his pace and forces a foul in a dangerous area. Let's see what they can do.
Well, we saw on Saturday Lee Holmes, I should say, had a couple of opportunities from this sort of range, and he's teeing it up again as he looks to try and put this one in front of the Blackpool fans. John Welsh is stood there too. There's a 4-man Blackpool wall on the edge of the penalty area. This is from just under 30 yards out. Here is Lee Holmes now curling it in towards goal, and it's well held by Matt Gilks, who had it fairly comfortably as he stretched away to his right hand side, and Holmes with the first effort in anger, but forced a comfortable save in truth though.
Yeah, pretty comfortable, at least he hit the target and made the keeper work, but nice bright start, first attempt from North End. It looks to me like they might be playing 4-3-3 North End as well. They seem to be pushing Holmes on, Garner on and Hume right up, so be interested to see how that pans out and see who can get possession of the ball. Usually that's where it's won in the midfield area, so interesting to see how it started.
Steve Davis here battling for the ball, and he's won a free kick. The assistant on the far side waving his flag there and giving the free kick to the Tangerines. Steve Davis on his second start for Blackpool, having arrived only last week from Bristol City. Scored on his debut on Saturday at Doncaster, former Derby and Tranmere man. Had a decent season last season despite Bristol City getting relegated, and he will try and get on the end of this if he can, although Tom Ince may well think about shooting direct. The England under-21 man here stood over this one, and left-footed curling it into the penalty area, but poor delivery in the end from son of the manager, and out for the throw-in. Interesting to see how Tom Ince does tonight. There's a lot of people obviously watching him, and 1 or 2 people from the Premier League apparently courting him. Apparently turned down and moved to Cardiff in the summer, while Everton remain in the hunt for his signature. Here he is again, now on the right-hand side. Blackpool trying to work away into the box as it comes in now. Davis is the target, a little bit overhit though, and the sprint will be on to this near side as they look to keep it in. It comes back infield now, looking for Davis, who's challenged there, and it's Ian Hume who is quick to chase and try to get there up towards the halfway line. Mackenzie again in on him pretty strongly, but the two of them bounce up and they're okay as Preston keep hold of it. Huntington square towards the Aussie Bailey Wright, and now it comes here for Buchanan on the left hand side, continuing to keep Scott Laird out of the side, upfield in towards the path of Joe Garner, and now Hayhurst is making the run, putting pressure here on board. Kurt, who is just having to deal with it and smash it out for a throw in, but Preston instantly on the attack there and looking to try and harry Blackpool and create openings for themselves. But another match up there between Ian Hume and Gary McKenzie.
Yeah, I think that, again, Hume's pace, and nothing clearance from Preston, and the big centre back that to come across. I think he tried to leave a little one on Hume there, so that's his second one, so he needs to be careful. What we said before the game about playing with your head, it's nice to have a few tackles flying about, but last thing you want to do is let your teammates down and get somebody sent off. So good start by Hume, and pleased for him. His first start for a long time, and he's looking lively and up for it.
That's the voice of Preston North End legend Sean Gregan with us tonight for this big game in the Captial One Cup. Up it goes towards Joe Garner, falls nicely now for Holmes, trying to get it down on the volley, doesn't quite fall for him, so it comes back instead for Keith Keane. He looks to turn away from danger and he threads it out carefully for Buchanan. Still Preston trying to break down this Blackpool back line. Hayhurst just about keeping it in play, and now trying to find Ian Hume, a little bit too awkward for him to reach though, so it's Angel playing it out towards the right, and here it goes now long up towards Davis, tries to flick it forward. Huntington did enough to get there as Holmes loses out to Tom Ince now. Ince on the halfway line, greeted with boos from the home fans as it goes back for Mackenzie. Blackpool here just trying to keep themselves on the ball and just trying to get themselves into some sort of rhythm. Ince again on the halfway line, coming out for Broadfoot, the Scot. So many Scots on this side. It comes towards Mackenzie, who's another. And now forward here for Robinson, the man on loan from Liverpool on the halfway line. This is Michael Chopra now, just trying to join in, dropping a little bit deep here as Liverpool continue to try and frustrate North End. Now it's Chopra running away from Huntington up towards the edge of the penalty area. Chopra still going, laying it in for Steve Davis, but it was an offside flag up that comes to North End's rescue, but I think it was Clarke who got the sliding challenge in anyway to intervene, but it's maybe the first sign of Blackpool's threat on the attack.
Yeah, I mean, they kept the ball really, really well, played a lot of possession, going back to the centre-backs and into midfield, and you saw Chopra dropping in there as well, which is awkward for the midfield lads because he makes an extra body, and he picked it up in those little holes and threaded it through, and North End have got to be wary of him dropping in there. Either someone's got to go with him or a little shout to midfield man.
Rudd with the free kick going up towards Joe Garner. Preston will settle for the throw. Just over 6 minutes gone, and it's gone really quickly so far. Still 0-0 as Ian Hume here tries to keep hold of the ball, touches it out towards the left, where I think it's Hayhurst who's bungling his way forward. He goes down looking for the free kick, but he doesn't get the decision. Hayhurst, of course, a local lad, will know what it means to play in this West Lancashire derby as Blackpool get themselves a free kick out on the right-hand side. So that will give them an opportunity to just get themselves sorted again. But Michael Chopra is the one who's just dropping deep, the man who left Ipswich in the summer to sign for Blackpool. Got 5 goals last season, scored against North End as well down the years. 4 goals against North End for various teams. Tries to anticipate something from this free kick, which is deep inside the Blackpool half. It's going to be knocked long up towards Davis, who will really be able to challenge for it. Bailey White heads it away, comes out towards Basham now on the right hand side. Basham trying to cross in towards the penalty area. Davis there with it, and Huntington manages to claw it away. The referee's whistle has gone for a foul on the goalkeeper as Davis went in to try and get on the end of the cross, but Preston were able to defend it again, but the referee's whistle just helped them.
Yeah, again, good play, good possession. Barry Ferguson's picking up quite a lot of the balls coming out. He's picking up the second balls, and I don't mind that. The centre forward's left one on the keeper there. Just next time he goes up, he'll be worrying about getting hit. But now it's a good lively start, you know, nothing in it at the minute, you know. But, you know, both teams having a right go.
Rudd here helps this one forward, but the assistance flag has gone up on the near side, so it's been offside, so it's going to be a Blackpool ball. Joe Garner up front. I think the man just caught offside on that occasion. He gets his opportunity with the absence of Stuart Bevan, of course, who picked up the ankle injury in pre-season against Chorley, and he's missed the last 5 pre-season games, and he's missed the 2 opening games of the season too, as he looks to make his way back from injury. But Joe Garner gets the chance today alongside Ian Hume. Garner still looking for his first North End goal, although he will argue till the cows come home. He did score last season against Notts County. Here's Robinson now trying to bring it down, under pressure here from Ian Hume, who is giving chase, but the on-loan Liverpool youngster manages to get it away. Clarke heads this one forward as Ferguson looks for Chopra, tries to bring it down, and John Welsh is again sliding in, but it's Blackpool who still have it, but it's played behind Tom Ince on that occasion, and he indicates where he wanted it to be played, but the Preston fans delighted that it didn't go to the manager's son. Interesting to see how Tom Ince does. Obviously a lot of people are watching him, and Premier League sides apparently caught him.
Yeah, you can see that the early touches he's had, he's got that quality. You know, he's been caught by a lot of clubs, and he's maybe disappointed that he's not had his move, but you know, I read a couple of comments off him earlier on that his dad's given him good advice, and you know, his dad had a fantastic career, glittering career, so I'm sure his move will come, but you know, early doors you can see he has got that bit of extra quality.
Reported to have turned down a £6 million move to Cardiff in the summer. Still talk that Everton amongst others might yet come in for him. What a hefty whack for Will Hayhurst over on the far side there by Kirk Broadfoot, and the referee does blow the whistle, I think. It will be a throw for North End, so it's going to be Buchanan here who prepares to take it in towards Garner, and the referee almost getting in the way there, and in fact I think he has, and Preston will win it back inside the Blackpool half. This is Holmes trying to shoot towards goal, and it took a big deflection there as he tried to get his shot away, and Jug smothering it just ahead of Ian Hume, but the referee would have been the major talking point there, and Preston taking advantage from that opportunity, but in the end it was relatively comfortable. Here's Gilks now, who sends it forward. He's the only Blackpool player remaining from the Simon Grayson era with the Seasiders. Signed him in 2008 from Norwich. Made over 50 appearances last season for the Seasiders. Buchanan here with the throw for Preston inside their own half, trying to find Keane. Buchanan again looking long. Ian Hume is the man trying to run onto it, looking to get him behind the defence, using his pace again, but it's a little bit too quick through to the keeper. Blackpool now coming forward down the left, and it's Robinson here who is on it. He pulls it back for Gary McKenzie, the big Scot, who's a real threat from set pieces at the other end. He's pretty handy defensively too. That will be a free kick for a foul by Michael Chopra, and it could well be the first yellow card of the evening as the referee Bob Madeley reaches to his pocket, and it looks as though Chopra is going to be shown the yellow card.
Yep, typical forwards tackle, you know, tackling from the wrong side, tackling a bit late. Puts him on a knife edge now, you know, he's got to be careful what he does. Last thing you want to be doing, like I said before, is getting sent off and putting the team down to 10 men. Just watching Chopper, whenever North End have the game, he's dropping back in there and making like a 5-man midfield, and they're picking quite a lot of possession up, outnumbering North End when he's doing that, so you know, they need to get some width and try and get down the flanks if he's doing that.
Clarke over the free kick now, just inside the North End half. Right-footed it goes, cross-field in towards the penalty area. Joe Garner not quite able to reach it, falls to Keith Keane, and now Holmes again tries to play it for Keane, who back flicks it in towards the path of John Welsh, and Preston keep hold of the ball well. Hayhurst now on the left, just touching it back here as Preston are being closely watched here by the Tangerines, but Preston do keep hold of it, although John Welsh there wanting the free kick, nothing doing with the referee, but Preston looking snuff out the attack. They have it back here with Keane inside the centre circle, touching it off nicely for Welsh. The home fans starting to get excited now as it's flicked forward by Buchanan, but awkward there for Garner to reach, and Blackpool have it back again inside their own half. Up towards the halfway line for Chopra it goes. His flick on gives Steve Davis something to chase, but Huntington was able to head it away. And Preston here just trying to make the most of this run here for Hayhurst, who's sprinting forward. Joe Garner took another challenge late off the ball there. The referee has blown up for yet another free kick for North End, and well, as we expected, plenty of early challenges, feisty challenges going in the first 15 minutes, but it remains goalless here at Deepdale in this West Lancashire affair. Only real save either goalkeeper has had to make of note was Matt Jilks saving Lee Holmes' free kick in the second minute. His free kick with his left foot went in towards the top left hand corner, but it was a comfortable save. Could be yet more defending for Blackpool to do from here though, as John Welsh stands over this free kick on the left hand side, curling in towards the penalty area, and Jilks comes out early and claims it under no real pressure and bowls it forward up towards Tom Ince, who tries to flick away from Buchanan and now gets his body in the way and shepherds the ball well, waiting for some support, waiting for his teammates to arrive, and now he's, well, I thought he was won the free kick, but the referee said Preston won the ball, and this is Garner now trying to get on the end of that one, but it goes all the way through to Jilks under pressure from Mackenzie, and end-to-end stuff in the opening stages, Sean, pretty much as we expect.
Yeah, that's what, you know, everyone's fully committed and it's wholehearted, and you know, there's not a lot of quality in the game at the minute. If anything, Blackpool are probably keeping the ball a little bit better, but a lot of it's in their own half where it's not going to hurt North End, so a little bit of a chess match going on at the minute.
Rudd here with the long ball forward, trying to pick out Garner or Hume. Mackenzie was the one in between the two of them, who confidently headed away. Ferguson just touching this one back, and now Robinson on the left hand side edging forward. Both managers have barely left the edge of the touchline in the first 15 minutes. Ince now on the left, bringing it back here for Robinson. Comes once again for Mackenzie as Blackpool continue just to play the calmer football, if anything, and try to string their passes together with a bit more ease, although they've given it away there. Angel with a short pass, and it's allowed Preston back in on the halfway line. Over 17,000 expected inside Deepdale tonight, and it's as though those predictions could well be right. Garner here chasing this one forward. Blackpool put it out for a throw in. The away end sold out and jam-packed away to our right-hand side. The town end away to our left, also jam-packed with home supporters. There's a fine atmosphere here in the Captial One Cup first round. Still 0-0. Here's Ian Hume for North End. Garner trying to help it forward for Hayhurst, but John Welsh will challenge for it. There was a high boot there from the referee, according to the referee, and there'll be a free kick. Blackpool take it quickly here, eager to try and get back to business after what was a surprisingly comfortable victory for them against Doncaster on Saturday. One or two people predicted they might come a bit unstuck. Here's Chopra onside now. He's been forced well wide as he gets it under control and threads it in towards Ince. Some space for him now as he tries to bring it. Doesn't really want it on his right foot. He shoots anyway, and it's a tame one as he looks at the ground. He can't really complain about the pitch. It's immaculate as Preston here go on the counter-attack straight from Rudd's throw out. This is Keane. His first touch just a little bit short, but he keeps hold of it, and Preston just trying to ease the danger now, and just trying to pass themselves into a bit of momentum as goes delicately through for Holmes. I'm not sure it was intended for him, but it might turn out to be a decent opportunity for Preston. Hayhurst just beaten to it there by Broadfoot, and this time it's Buchanan sliding in, looking towards the referee. Throw in taken quickly by North End, who continue to try and up the tempo here. Back towards Keane. He gets the call of man on as he's closed down by Ince, and his shot in the end I think is a little rushed and goes well wide. But once again, end-to-end stuff, Sean.
Yeah, good chance for Blackpool there, you know, just watching Chopra there. He's not the quickest player anymore, but what he does do is his movement's great. He's always, you know, behind the centre halves and little darts here, little darts in. He made a great run outside and pulled one of the centre halves out, and Ince coming in on his right foot just shanked it a little bit, but, you know, dangerous, and those two look like they're linking up, you know, really, really well together at the minute.
Jugs with the goal kick then for Blackpool. Upfield it goes towards Huntington, who heads it away. Ian Hume can't quite keep hold of it for long enough, so it comes back to Blackpool, but Keane is in there strongly, and now it's Joe Garner. Keane continuing to make the run forward as it's played cleverly out towards the right, but just a little bit overhit, and Lee Holmes won't be able to reach that one. It will be a throw in instead as Blackpool just have to wait for the ball to be returned to them from the North End supporters. As Robinson gets ready with the throw in. Robinson here up towards the halfway line. Davis here flicking it on. Huntington manages to win it. Still it's loose inside the midfield area as Blackpool send it back to their goalkeeper. Preston have had a pretty decent run in the League Cup in the last few years. They've reached the third round on the last 4 seasons. The last first round defeat was back in August 2007. 2-1 against Morecambe. As Huntington here has to head this one away. Robinson again on the left hand side for Blackpool, just inside the North End half, but it's a poor ball, intercepted well by Huntington. And here is the centre back towards Clarke, and now it's Declan Rudd who sends it upfield for North End. Ian Hume trying to just roll the defender Mackenzie, who wants an offside flag from the assistant on this near side, but nothing doing. So play will continue anyway. Cathcart with the long raking ball up towards Davis. He did well to get anything on that one, but it will be a Preston throw down in front of Simon Grayson, the former Blackpool player and manager, of course. And he has 100% record as well against Paul Ince as a manager. I mean, 2 games as Leeds boss against MK Dons back in the 2009-2010 season. Preston, I think, from the throw-in have managed to kick it all the way out on the opposite side of the pitch for a Blackpool throw. So it's going to be Blackpool now who will get set to take it with 20 minutes gone, and for the first time really the game just starting to settle down a little bit after a frantic opening, as you'd expect in a eagerly anticipated local derby. Here's Barry Ferguson now, the experienced Scot, who's one of the highest level in the Premier League and internationally. It's flicked on once again for Blackpool to try and chase, and it's a run for Broadfoot to try and run onto. Basham, I think, will settle for the throw. He'll probably leave it for the Scot Broadfoot to take as the sun continues to make life awkward in the commentary box here at Deepdale. But a glorious night, no sign of the rain that we have seen all day in this part of the world. Cathcart on the ball here, just coming out towards Robinson now on the halfway line. This time it's Ince here, who's got Holmes just in front of him. Clarke is there too as Ince tries to go in between the two of them, and Clarke did just enough to touch it back for Holmes, and I think Holmes was expecting the challenge to come back in from Tom Ince, and he shanked his clearance, and out it goes for the throw. And who's there first to take it? But Barry Ferguson, the experienced Scot, once again keeping things ticking over for the visitors here tonight. Ferguson just touching this one back to Mackenzie, the man who joined permanently after initially being on loan from MK Dons. Here's the ball into the penalty area, which Blackpool tried to work nicely, but Preston put behind for a corner. And once again, Blackpool look a little threatening there when they string those passes together.
Yeah, good play again. Chopper dropping off, getting just do this to the wrong side of the midfield, and really one of the Preston centre backs has got to go with him in there, because he's getting on it and he's turning and he's threading little passes. So I'm sure that's something Simon Grace will be picking up on, trying to cut down the space so he can't get in those little holes.
Tom Ince, I should say, with the corner kick on the left hand side. Ince here footed in towards the penalty area, headed down by Mackenzie, and there should be a free kick there for a foul inside the 6-yard box. Joe Garner being clearly tugged as the referee's whistle does go, but Mackenzie's a big lad, isn't he? And when he gets up for those set pieces, he will be the target.
Yeah, he won a good header there. He's very aggressive, and when that ball comes in there, he takes no prisoners, and someone's going to have to get closer to him and even just try and block him off and make sure that he doesn't get anywhere near it. So he looks very, very dangerous.
Rudd with the free kick. The North End keeper has kept clean sheets in each of his last 5 games for Preston in what has been a pretty solid defensive display either side of the summer break. Davis here chasing this one back as Bailey Wright does well to deal with the danger. Preston will get the throw in. It's been a pretty settled back line as well for Simon Grayson since coming in. The likes of David Buchanan and Paul Huntington have been mainstays in the side. Bailey Wright has too, barring his suspension. I think he missed out on the game last season. And Keith Keane has been a revelation in the middle of the park, allowing Tom Clarke to come in over the summer. And make that right back slot pretty comfortable. Declan Rudd confirming on a season-long loan from Norwich. It's been good business from Simon Grayson on the defensive side of the field. Buchanan here trying to clip this one forward, and Hayhurst trying to judge the bounce there to good effect. John Welsh just taking a bit of a clip round the ankles, and that will be a free kick for the home side. But I think you get the feeling the game just starting to settle down now after that the frantic opening, and really is too close to call at this stage.
Yeah, nothing in it, the first 20 minutes in any derbies, blood and thunder, and we've had that without any real goal scoring chances. A couple of glimpses of Chopra, North End with the free kick, but other than that there's not really been a lot that's happened, and like I said, it'll probably settle down now, and we can hopefully get a bit of goalmouth action at the Blackpool end.
Rudd here with the ball forward up towards the penalty area. Garner here tries to flick on, and had no real right to win that one against Mackenzie, but he did into the penalty area, but was not close enough to Ian Hume. And Jokes able to take it now for the visitors. Upfield it goes long towards Steve Davis. Garner touches it well cleverly here for Holmes, and Ian Hume was just trying to anticipate what the defender was going to do, but I don't think he quite read the script, and Blackpool will try again and come forward down the left-hand side. Ince has just kept it in play there, and Clarke has got to remain strong to try and get himself out of trouble, and in the end he's got himself the free kick. Good defensive play there from Tom Clarke, who's a pretty versatile, cool customer, and he had to be there on that account.
Yeah, got a little bit lucky as well, tried to let the shield the ball out, and Ince got a little bit of a thingy onto it, and he was lucky he reacted. For me, I'd like to see him just go and deal with that and clear it, and not give Ince any chance of nicking it off him, because like I said, he was quite lucky that he managed to get up first. If he hadn't, Ince would have been in through on goal.
Clarke's only appearance last season was here against Preston for Huddersfield in the Captial One Cup. It was a defeat, of course, for Simon Grayson's Huddersfield on that occasion, as North End ran out the winners by 2-0. Jack King and Nicky Rowe were the goal scorers, both of whom on the bench here tonight. Jack Robinson there just miscontrolling it, and the 19-year-old who was an England under-21 teammate of Declan Rudd in the summer, just left with egg on his face in front of the home fans in the Invincibles pavilion down below us. John Welsh has lost out here to Chopra. Blackpool play it square here. Ferguson now just inside the Preston half. Trying to get it out wide, but Preston pretty well organised at the moment, so Blackpool just trying to take their time. They clip it forward now this time, as Basham here gives chase down the right, but it's a little bit overhit, and I think it's gone out for a goal kick. We haven't seen a great deal of Chris Basham down that right-hand side, but there's a couple of opportunities he's had to try and get to the dead ball line, but the ball hasn't quite been good enough.
Yeah, fair play to young Will Hayhurst then. I think Buchanan had found himself out of position, and Hayhurst ended up left back. Another great pass by Barry Ferguson. The one thing he does, he can't get around the pitch and sprint here and there, but he very, very rarely gives the ball away. And he just does it simple, keeps it, and you can see he's still got an eye for a pass there. He was very unlucky that he couldn't get in there, Basham.
Preston have got a throw-in from the long throw upfield. It's been a high-profile start to the season, of course, for North End, with the game on Saturday against Wolves, the biggest one on the opening day of the Football League calendar, and with the TV cameras here tonight. The spotlight really is on Deepdale, as Preston have got themselves a free kick here in a good position, well out on the left-hand side. About 20 yards out from goal. It will be a good opportunity to cross in towards the penalty area. John Welsh is over it, and he's got good delivery as well. Right foot it comes in towards the far post. Huntington is there arriving, and there's a push in the back according to the referee, although 3 Blackpool players made a bit of a pickle of it inside the penalty area, but the referee has given them the benefit of the doubt, and the free kick has gone to the visitors, and they take it forward here. Mackenzie ready to take it and plays it up here towards Robinson. Robinson trying to get forward past Holmes, and it was a decent looking ball there for Ince, but wasn't able to take it in his stride. Looks like more of a freer role that Tom Ince has been given in the last couple of minutes. He's popping up on the right hand side at the moment, as Preston here just run themselves into some trouble, and it's Basham again who picks it up on the right hand side. Hayhurst back there to try and cover. That that forces Blackpool all the way back towards Craig Cathcart, and he will send it up towards the halfway line. Chopra here just going back as Chopra gets it again on the halfway line, and now trying to edge forward. He lays it off down the right hand side. Body's waiting in the penalty area. Davis is the main target, but doesn't really go anywhere near him, so Blackpool will have to try and push up for the Preston throw instead. Davis is their main target man, the number 9 up front for Blackpool. He got 13 goals last season for Bristol City. Not bad in a side that got relegated from the Championship. Joined Blackpool for a reported £500,000 last week, just before the start of the new season. This is Ferguson, back for Robinson. Now Mackenzie again. Mackenzie finds Ferguson, he was just a little wrong-footed there, but keeps hold of it comfortably enough. Back to reach the half-hour mark, with the scoreline still goalless here at Deepdale. Ince now on the ball towards the halfway line, as Cathcart here tries to find Ince again. Preston back well defending here, but Miguel will switch it out towards the left-hand side, trying to find some space and trying to open up an opportunity. As it's with Miguel again, laying it off to Ince, who's a long way out but quickly closed down. He's got it on his left foot though, as he picks out Robinson in towards the penalty area, and Tom Clarke is there to make the challenge and put it out for a throw-in. It's again showing his sound defensive capabilities, but North End have got more work to do here, because Blackpool have got themselves this throw-in in a position deep inside the Preston half. Mackenzie's just been given the nod to go up from the back, incidentally, so here he arrives now in towards the penalty area, and he looks as though he's going to be the target man just on the very front of the 6-yard box. Here comes the throw in towards the penalty area. Mackenzie just got a bit stuck underneath it, as Ferguson here has it, laying it out towards Ince. This is Ince trying to get down the right hand side. He's going to get it back as well from Davis now. Ince still going on his left foot. Ince shooting for goal, but it's well wide. Never really got hold of it as he tried to fashion the opening for himself. You could see what he was trying to do, but it didn't quite come up.
No, like you said, he seems to be coming in off the line and just sort of playing a free role, and North End don't really know what to do with him. Every time he picks it up, there seems to be 2 men getting attracted to him, which is leaving space for the others. And you know, they've got to be careful letting him come inside on his left foot, because we've seen him before, you know, put him in the top corner from there.
Yeah, has a good eye for goal. An excellent season last year, of course, scoring 18 times. He has already got off the mark on this campaign, scoring against Doncaster in that 3-1 win. Bit of a surprising result, with Doncaster at home having won League One, of course, but Blackpool, after what has been a pretty tough summer for them. Paul Ince in the summer was talking about the lack of players that he had through pre-season, and it wasn't really gone right for them, and they turn up on the opening day and turn over Doncaster. Here's Holmes now, brings that one down well and finds Clarke, who looks towards Joe Garner on the halfway line. He's challenged there by Mackenzie, and the two of them again just have a little wrestling match, but play continues. Holmes on the left hand side, trying to switch it out towards Hayhurst, who will receive it now on the edge of the penalty area, going out on the outside, crossing in towards the penalty area, too close to the goalkeeper though, and Jilk's able to reach it, and he will quickly bowl it forward here for Steve Davis now, and the Blackpool forward touches it to Ince, and Davis and Keane just having a little bit of afters there, but the referee happy to let play continue, and then he brings it back as Preston were going on the attack, and well, I think the referee made a bit of a mess of that one, as Ferguson here gets ready with this free kick. He's maybe just pinched a yard there as he puts it down now and tries to loft it up in towards the penalty area. Huntington not quite able to reach it, and I think he was anticipating the challenge from Mackenzie there, and he was trying to just make himself look a little bit more awkward, but he might have just winded himself there for that challenge. He's the only player to have played every minute of the 15 games of the Simon Grayson era so far. I don't want to miss this one. He's just wincing a little bit at the moment as he gets himself back into his position. Rudd with the ball from the goal kick. This is Holmes now. He was trying to release Ian Hume, and the flag did stay down, but it wouldn't quite run for Ian Hume there. Preston still have it though. It's Garner with a clever reverse ball almost in towards the path of Lee Holmes, but it was good defending there from Robinson, who had to judge that one. Keith Keane sending it back where it came from, but should be out for a goal kick. A couple of half chances there, and then a bit more luck bit on Preston's side. Ian Hume would have been through.
Yeah, again, playing on the shoulder and the ball over the top, and you know he's a wriggly little character, and you know Mackenzie, when anything's down his throat, he can go and win it and head it, but he won't want to fancy a leg race with Hume. I think that's going to be North End's, you know, best chance of getting a goal, not just smacking it high and putting it on Mackenzie's head, trying to get down the sides of him where, you know, every centre half doesn't like winning.
Huntington here looking for Holmes on the right hand side. Holmes on the right, Hayhurst on the left predominantly in this first half. Joe Garner giving chase to this one, but jumps his across and is able to gather it. The noise cracks up again inside Deepdale. Terrific atmosphere for this one, as you'd expect, with the near capacity stadium full of supporters here, eager to see their side do well. Here's Buchanan's got to be a bit careful as he watches on here. He was able to turn away from danger, but Basham was keeping him honest there, and that is a poor ball from Blackpool, and Keane can run forward. He's got Ian Hume in support as Keane tries to lay it off towards Garner. Garner stays on his feet, and the referee I think was trying to play on there, trying to play the advantage, which didn't come Preston's way, and he hasn't brought it back, but Buchanan's done well to keep this one in play. Now he's the one charging forward. He lays it off for Hayhurst, who can get a decent cross in, but he opts instead to find Buchanan. Two Blackpool players in front of them as Hayhurst gets it back again. Two of them need to be careful they don't lose out here, and they look for Keith Keane for a bit of help. And now Garner, who does really well to find Hayhurst, who crosses back in towards the penalty area, but won't reach the front two. It was John Welsh actually with the flick towards Hayhurst on the left hand side. Hayhurst there just penalised for a foul there with the Blackpool captain Ferguson, and the referee now getting involved, and Chopra having a word as well as Hayhurst is just pulled across by the referee. I don't think there's going to be a card, just a stern talking to there for the youngster, but this is a great occasion for the likes of Will Hayhurst, a local lad, still only 19 and being given his first opportunity in a West Lancashire derby, but doesn't get anything more than a talking to there from the referee. Jugs now with the free kick, right footed, up it goes, looking for Steve Davis, who's the target, and Huntington just judging that one well, and out it goes for a goal kick for Preston. Hard to say really which manager will be more satisfied at this stage of the game, because as it has been throughout, Sean, it's been very close.
Yeah, I mean Blackpool have probably had a little bit, you know, shaded possession-wise, but without, you know, really hurting North End. Tom Ince has probably had the two best chances, one on his left and one on his right. You know, they've got quite wide Preston and slung some balls in, but not really a great quality. Like I said, Mackenzie's, you know, he's a head on a stick, and most of the balls are just like a magnet to his head. So, you know, they need to start trying to get it in on different angles and try and put it in behind him and make him defend facing his own goal.
Bailey Wright here, sending this one forward. Hayhurst is a game runner, and he'll give chase as defence try to close ranks, and he's been put on his backside there as Kirk Broadfoot, but he has not got the decision. Preston will have the throw in. Blackpool just a bit miffed there at that one, and Preston ready to try and help themselves forward, looking for throw in here on the left hand side. Hayhurst and Buchanan trying to combine. Hayhurst here finding Buchanan again. The early ball for Holmes just intercepted. Preston will have the throw in again over on the far side. Blackpool struggled really with the end of last season. Picked up 4 wins in the last 15 games. Here's Ian Hume going for goal, and he hits the back stanchion. Maybe a slight appeal for a corner, but Ian Hume with his first real sighter on goal. And I think the home fans are desperate to see him back on the score sheet for Preston North.
Yeah, I think if that had went in, you know, it's been so long from his last appearance, and it looked like, you know, he would be leaving the club. I think the roof would have come off. Bit of an ambitious effort, but you know, why not? If you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the lottery, and to get a chance to get your shot off, do so.
He's got 6 goals in 12 games against Blackpool down the years, says Ian Hume, so it's more goals against Blackpool than anyone else in his career. Holmes here giving chase, but Gilks will be the one up to it first. Mackenzie here in towards the path of Miguel, and now Robinson on the left-hand side. A little over 5 minutes to go before the break here at Deepdale. Ince now on the left-hand side, trying to get a foot in, and now charging forward in towards the penalty area, and he drills his shot just wide, going at the near post rather than across the face of goal. And well, you can see the reaction there from Paul Ince's dad. He's sparing him no favours there, reacting angrily on the touchline, and once again it is Tom Ince, the thorn in the side, and that's his 3rd opportunity of the game.
Yeah, I think his dad's let him know there. That certainly wasn't father and son, that was manager and player. I think he did brilliant coming off the line and showed his pace, and like I said, if he has a shot across the goal and the keeper parries it, there's a tackling with somebody, he's gone hit the near post and put it wide. But again, every time he gets the ball he does look dangerous and has that bit of quality, and like I said, he's pulling people out of position because they don't really know how to deal with him.
His pace there as he opened up with Paul Huntington left stranded. Holmes here chasing this back pass, but Gilks clears it away. This is Bailey Wright heading back towards Declan Rudd. What do you make of Bailey Wright, Sean? He's done well in his couple of years since making his North End debut in this competition in a 5-0 win against Stockport a few years ago.
No, I like him. I watched him play for North End at Kendal a couple of pre-season ago, and I was really impressed with him. Another one who looked like he might have been on his way out, he was put on the transfer list, and I know Paul Dickoff, the older manager, was interested in signing him, and through his performances, he looks like a natural and a regular in the heart of the defence now, fully committed, and he's got a lovely left peg on him now. I really like him, been impressed with him.
Big cricket fan, he won't be too pleased with the Ashes staying with England after today's abandonment, but never mind. It's Blackpool here on the ball. Ince once again on it. He's got a lot to do here, so he just lays it off towards Ferguson. Towards the right it goes. Comes here for Engel. Running forward this time, trying to open up that channel down the right-hand side, but once again it's a little bit overhit, and won't find another Blackpool man, and Preston will settle for the goal kick. As Declan Rudd takes his time over. There's about 3 minutes to go of normal time at the end of this first half. It's been a pretty frantic occasion, as you would expect with these two sides. They have met in all 4 divisions of English football, but never in the Premier League since its inception in 1992. I'd love these 2 teams to do battle in the top flight again. North End will be hoping first of all to get themselves back in the Championship this time next year. That will be where the focus turns to on Saturday, and go to Rotherham for the next game of this League One tour. Keane here trying to play it out towards Clarke on the right-hand side. He will struggle to keep it in, and in the end will be a Blackpool throw-in. Goes to Robinson. And back for Mackenzie, the Scot, who's so threatening in the air as we've already seen. Mackenzie back for Gilks, and his wrong foot there, but manages to clear it away. Davis on the halfway line is strong. Preston trying to edge it forward. Hume didn't give chase there, but he might have had a chance. He might have had a case there to run onto.
It actually come off Davis. I think he thought it come from North End lad, and he'd have been offside. I think he saw couple of the North End lads appeal for him to chase it, but I think because he was in an offside position, it come off the Blackpool player, he didn't know he was going to be onside.
It's Robinson now in towards the penalty area. It's Ince, and it's a fine defensive block there from Bailey Wright. The flag has gone up on the far side anyway, but Bailey Wright did really well to get the interception in. Declan Rudd was there too, but once again the pace of Ince stretches the Preston back line.
Yeah, I mean, if he's finishing and being better, I know that one's offside. He could be looking at hat-trick now, but like you just said there, Bailey Wright didn't know, and fantastic piece of covering and a great last-ditch tackle.
Rudd here with the free kick. Long it goes. Garner is the target, but Mackenzie will win that one comfortably. Bailey Wright knocks this one down. Gell under a bit of pressure, but sees it out wide. Both these sides naming strong lineups for tonight's game, despite it being the second game in, what is it, just over 48 hours, as Huntington heads this one back to Declan Rudd. It is Preston who will be in possession going into the final minute at the end of this first half. Remember, if we are level after 90 minutes, there will be 30 minutes extra time, and if it's still level, we'll go to penalties. One way to go though in the game before then. Preston have got a throw in now with Buchanan over on the far side. The fourth official will be out shortly to indicate how much time will be added on. Not too much, I wouldn't have thought. I don't think we've seen the physio on in this first half. Here is Buchanan. Garner now on the left hand side. He's took a whack there, and it's a free kick. Garner certainly down and taking his time to get up to his feet. It will be a free kick to North End, so perhaps this one last chance for Preston to try and create something before the break, and they're sending up the big trio of Huntington, Clarke and Bailey Wright from the back, and there will be one added minute at the end of the first half. We are into that minute now, so now would be a perfect time for North End to score in front of the travelling Blackpool fans. Welsh here crossing into the penalty area, headed away though. Hayhurst tries to keep hold of it. It comes back here for John Welsh. It was a little bit awkward for him to control first time, so he has to, well, hopefully than anything else, put it back in as the flag goes up against Tom Ince, and with his pace he doesn't really need to be caught offside, but there's a couple of occasions now he's been caught by the assistant over on that far side, and that will be a Preston ball. May well be it for this first half action. It was disappointing in the end from that free kick that Preston couldn't create anything, couldn't really test the goalkeeper Matt Gilks as they did in the opening couple of minutes with a free kick from Lee Holmes, which the Blackpool keeper did well to stop. It's pretty comfortable in the end, but they're there for saving. Here's Steve Davis, who helps this one forward. It's giving chase, and Rudd will reach that one. There was a no-nonsense challenge from Keith Keane in the middle of all that, which he was lucky to avoid contact with against the Blackpool man. But there goes the half-time whistle. So we are on as even at the end of the first 45 minutes in this all-West Lancashire affair. Preston out for the start of the second half, and they are going to get this second 45 minutes off and underway. Preston will be kicking from right to left as we look in this second half. Simon Grayson will be hoping this second 45 minutes will yield a few more attacking opportunities for his side. Hume here just sending it back towards Clarke out on the right-hand side. I'll tell you the two teams in full in a moment as Clarke here sends it up towards the halfway line. Keane with a nice turn and now laying it off well towards the right-hand side. Keane is still going. Hume making the run into the penalty area. Hume trying to get away from the defender as he goes down in the penalty area, but he gets straight back up and has a handshake with the goalkeeper Matt Gilks, but Hume instantly into the action there at the start of the second half, using his pace, trying to get into the penalty area.
Yeah, good passage of play, you know, great little turn on the halfway, Keane, and he drove at the back four again. The one who looks most likely to open up the Blackpool defence is Ian Hume again.
Blackpool have got it on the halfway line, and it's with Gell. It goes back to him again. There's the former Espanyol midfielder sends it back here for Cathcart, and now Mackenzie. Blackpool here just trying to look long for Ince now, who's making the run in towards the penalty area just behind Clarke as he tries to pull it back into the 6-yard box. Chopra's missed his kick, and that was the best opportunity of the game there for Blackpool in front of the travelling supporters, and Michael Chopra, who was in a really good position about 6 yards out from Ince's pullback, missed his kick when really he should have been finding the back of the net.
Should score, yeah. Again, Tom Ince, you know, goes to the ball and sucks Clarke under, then does a little dart in behind him and a great pass, and pulled it back, and it looked like to everyone that Chopper was going to, you know, open his Blackpool account, and for whatever reason he sort of slipped and missed, and a real let-off there for North End.
The North End team, Rudd is in goal. It's Buchanan, Wright, Huntington and Clarke at the back. In midfield, Hayhurst, Keane, Welsh and Holmes. Up front, Hume and Garner. I'll tell you the Blackpool team in a moment. They are in possession here as they play it out towards Robinson on the left-hand side. Comes back for Mackenzie. And he finds Angel, the Spaniard. And forward it comes again down the left-hand side. Paul Ince has seen Blackpool create probably the best of the chances in the game so far, with his son Tom seeing the best of them. He had 2 or 3 opportunities in that first half. One forced a really good save from Declan Rudd. Another was ruled out for offside, but Bailey Wright got back in with an important interception anyway. In the opening stages of this second half, though, Blackpool have had the best of the openings in the whole game, with that miss from Michael Chopra. Huntington here defending and sending this one down the line as Mackenzie tries to play a bit of head tennis here with Robinson, and now Garner steps in and he's looking for a corner, but it will be a goal kick instead. So that gives me time to tell you the Blackpool team. Jilted in goal: Robinson, Mackenzie, Cathcart and Broadfoot at the back. In midfield, Hangel, Ferguson and Basham, Ince, Davis and Chopra up front for inside another end of the 155. Blackpool have struggled in the first round of this competition over the last few years. They've gone out to lower league opposition in each of the last 3 seasons. They have really not had the best of it. They lost 4-3 at MK Dons in 2010 and they entered the second round into their Premier League status. Lost on penalties at Sheffield Wednesday a couple of years ago, and they lost at home to Morecambe last season by 2-1. Broadfoot here with the throw in towards Chopra. Comes back to Broadfoot again now, who is flanked by 3 North End players. Ian Hume is the one there trying to do his best to win the ball back. Broadfoot still going though, as John Welsh this time comes in, and now Buchanan dribbling his way out of danger, and Bailey Wright putting his foot through it. Comes straight back to Barry Ferguson though, and now out on the left hand side Blackpool comes searching once again. It's Robinson who is upfield, pulling it back for Hangel. This time Chopra turning in a good position on the edge of the penalty area. It's Blackpool have to just go back before they can go forward. It's Tom Ince again. Tom Ince with his left foot, setting it out towards Broadfoot now on the right hand side. We've got bodies here in the middle, in towards the box it comes, and there's a shot that just goes wide. It was a header that was coming in from Angel, who was arriving late from midfield. The Blackpool fans behind the goal were on their feet, but Declan Rudd presumably had it covered. He didn't make too much of an attempt to get there, but in the end it was wide of the target from Hangel.
Yeah, good play again, very patient Blackpool, you know, going right across the pitch and back and playing possession football, and again Chopra dropping in that little hole and making things happen, and one of the smallest men on the pitch is Angel, the little midfield player that arrived late and got a good head on it, and a bit of a scare for North End and a bit of a warning again.
That's Sean Gregan with us on P&E Player, with myself, Jonathan Breeze tonight. Still 0-0, 5 minutes gone at the start of the second half. Preston 0, Blackpool 0. Hayhurst here has deflected that one out for a throw-in on this near side. The ball going into the Preston technical area. Plenty of attacking options on the bench for Simon Grayson, should he need them a little later on. The pace of Chris Humphrey, the power of Kevin Davis, and the trickery really of the likes of Nicky Rowe, Jack King, John Musinho, all available. Here's Ince now for Blackpool, who was challenged well by Keane, and he went down looking for the free kick, but nothing doing with the referee, Mr. Madeley. Long down the left hand side again. Garner here gets his head to it, but he just loses out. Basham now on the right hand side. Broadfoot back here for Mackenzie, and Miguel leaves it as Ferguson here does the fetching and carrying and releases the younger legs of Robinson down the left hand side. The teenager here crossing into the penalty area, and Bailey Wright just getting there ahead of Steve Davis, and he knocks it high up into the Lancashire sky, and Blackpool will settle for the throw in. But it's been a good start to this second half from the Championship side.
Yeah, they're definitely getting on top now, starting to create a little bit, and North End can't seem to keep hold of the ball, and another good defensive clearance there by Bailey Wright.
Some 4,500 Blackpool fans away to our right hand side in the Shankly Cop end. The town end also sold out, full of North End fans at the opposite end, but they haven't seen too much attacking play so far. Garner's just gone in there with a strong challenge on Broadfoot. The referee happy and says play on. There's another strong challenge, this time from John Welsh, and Ian Newman always had a go too, but Broadfoot's not happy as he gets to his feet there. Here's Ince now in towards the penalty area, trying to use his pace again, but his touch lets him down, and Preston just need to quickly get themselves sorted, because They're under the cosh here, and it's Ince again trying to turn infield away from Clarke, but Huntington trying to be a bit too clever for his own good there, has sliced it out for the throw in, and Broadfoot is still limping forward towards the referee, who is now I think going to have a word with John Welsh, but I don't think it was John Welsh who had the challenge on the defender there on that occasion.
No, I think it was Garner, and he certainly left a little bit on him. Again, another forwards tackle, they don't really know how to tackle him. A little bit naughty there from Garner, and he's lucky Broadfoot that he's not seriously hurt.
Here's Mackenzie on the edge of the penalty area, taking the ground route this time with the half volley, well saved by Declan Rudd, and now Preston roared forward by the home fans on the counter-attack. Hayhurst here in full stretch, flicking infield, trying to help it out wide where his teammate Holmes is waiting. Garner and Hume wait in the middle. If Holmes can pick one of them out, here he comes with the left-footed ball in towards the far post, but it's too close to the goalkeeper, and Junks is able to gather that. But Preston showing their own attacking capabilities there, looking to try and break forward, but in the end the final ball not quite good enough, and it was gathered by the keeper. Chopra here trying to guide this one in towards the path of Steve Davis, but won't reach that one, so it will be another throw in. Kirk Broadfoot still just limping a little bit, the man who joined last summer from Rangers, but ready to take this throw in with a bit of a limp to his stride. Steve Davis here just losing out to another former Tranmere man, Buchanan, and John Welsh sliding in, and the ball out for a Blackpool throw in. But I think Tom Ince will be the happier of the two managers so far. The start of this second half with 9 minutes gone, but it's still goalless. Preston have been strong defensively, of course. Got the clean sheet against Wolves on Saturday, had a good end to last season defensively too. Broadfoot on the right hand side, playing it back here for Cathcart. Now Mackenzie. Paul's last win in the first round of this competition was 4 years ago, back in 2009. It was a 2-1 win at Crewe. Adam Nolan, former North End man, was on the score sheet for them that day. He got through to the third round that year before losing out to Stoke by 4-3. John Welsh here sending it back to Bailey Wright on the edge of the penalty area. His North End career started in this competition as well, with a comprehensive 5-0 win against Stockport a few years ago. John Welsh with a rash challenge there, and the free kick has gone against him as the referee in a pretty good spot blows up. But Simon Grayson just keeping calm at the start of this second half with 10 minutes gone, and his side just under pressure. Yeah, they can't seem to get the ball at the minute, other than that first minute when Hume went through. It's been all Blackpool really, playing lots of possession, using the full width of the pitch, and when they do win it back North End, they seem to just either kick it away and get ready to defend again. So they need to get one or two passing when they get the ball and try and build. Free kick to Blackpool on the halfway line. In towards the penalty area goes Mackenzie, is the target. Everything goes up towards Mackenzie. Here's Ian Hume now trying to hold this one up. Lee Holmes was making a terrific run through the middle there, just wasn't picked out, and now the referee has brought it up for a free kick and for the foul. But Lee Holmes was making a long bursting run there through the middle, but Ian Hume had his hands full just trying to keep hold of the ball without trying to release his teammate too. But probably go down as a missed opportunity. Preston had a good record against championship sides last season, beating Huddersfield of course in the first round and Crystal Palace in the second round before going on to lose against Middlesbrough in the third. Here is a cross in towards the penalty area, and that was very nearly an own goal as Broadfoot went down inside the 6-yard box. He was grateful to see the ball slide wide. They're always agonising headers, aren't they, for defenders when you're facing your own goal like that, and perhaps he's a little lucky to get away with it.
Yeah, it was a great ball in. Garner went out wide and really whipped it in, and I think it just got a little nick and sort of put Broadfoot on the wrong foot, and when you whip him in like that, they can easily end up in his own goals, and a lot better from North End.
Holmes here with the corner in towards the penalty area. Huntington arriving on the back stick, it's missed him. There's a collision in the 6-yard box. Garner gets back to his feet. Welsh now playing this one back in, and Huntington again is the one on the end of it, using his height at the back stick, but the header goes wide in the end. But it's good that Preston can just have a couple of attacks of their own and just ask one or two questions from the championship side, and it's certainly got the crowd back on their feet and back in full voice.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the crowd need to lift the players and vice versa. The players need to give the crowd something to get going. And they've been pretty quiet because North End have not had the ball, and it just shows you, a little attack like that it had everyone on the feet again there.
Over 500 minutes now since North End last conceded a goal here at Deepdale. That was Jed Wallace who scored for Portsmouth after 3 minutes back in the end of March. But there is going to be more defensive tests for them here now from this throw-in. I think it is for Blackpool. Actually, it's going to be a free kick. I thought it was, but they were getting ready to take it as a throw. It's going to be Ince is over it now. Tomin's ready. Paulin's just been sent back to the technical area as Tom Ince here crosses it in, left-footed in towards the far stick. McKenzie with the header, and he sends it onto the roof of the net. And if anything, I think he had a bit too much of a clear run on that one, and it might have just come off his shoulder. But it was once again the big Scot who was the target, and that was a good ball in there from Young In.
You can tell by his reaction he should score. He gets the wrong side. I didn't quite see who was marking him, but he gets the wrong side, and it's basically a free header on goal, and he sort of shanks it and doesn't get his head on it. He sort of hits his shoulder and goes over. But they're starting to turn the screw a little bit, Blackpool, and North End need to keep full concentration while they're going through this period.
Well, Simon Grayson might be thinking about reinforcements, and two of the biggest men on the bench have just been sent down the touchline to warm up. Kevin Davis and Jack King. Don't get too many bigger men available to come on as a substitute. Holmes now on the right-hand side for North End, trying those step-overs as he crosses into the box, but it's cleared away. Comes back instead, though, for Clarke, who gives it back to Holmes now on the right-hand side. He's got it on his favoured left foot as he tries to send this one up. Hayhurst is there, trying to get his head to it, but Broadfoot just about takes command of that situation and then tries to delicately play it forward as Chopra goes down here looking for the free kick, and that was... probably would have been acceptable in the diving competition of the Olympics, the way he went down there, but it was enough to get himself a free kick.
That was Tom Daly there, wasn't it? I think a little bit of experience there. Bailey Wright's still a relatively young player, and Chopper, who's been around, and ball was played to him the wrong side, and just sort of uses his body and takes a tumble and buys his team a free quick. Clever and using his experience.
Cuthbert with the ball upfield towards Davis, but a little bit overhit there, and once again Paul Ince is out a bit frustrated with something. That long ball up towards Ince, but it didn't go his side's way. 15 minutes gone, we've reached the hour mark then here at Deepdale. Remember, extra time and penalties available if there is no winner at the end of 90 minutes. Declan Rudd with the goal kick. It's going to be a ball sent upfield from Rudd, aiming long this time for Garnett. Almost fell kindly for Ian Hume, who's done well to keep that one in play, and the ball has run back for him as well. Hume trying to drill it in, curl it in with his left foot, and he thought that was pretty close, and the fans will certainly enjoy it. And Ian Hume fashioning his own luck there.
Yeah, the Blackpool lad had the ball, and through his hard work and closing down and his desire to get the ball back, he forced into a mistake and possibly got a little bit carried away and picked the wrong option there, and went for the Bobby Charlton 30-yard curler in the top corner. But great endeavour, and like I've said all along, any kind of player who shows that kind of endeavour, no matter how bad you play, supporters will rise to it.
Huntington with this header goes straight back to a Blackpool man, but Miguel sends it back this time. Forward it goes here towards Broadfoot on the right-hand side. Broadfoot trying to get past Buchanan here, and the cross is going to be blocked by Hayhurst, who just lost his footing there. Ince manages to win it back now, and Ince in towards the penalty area, trying to keep it on his left foot again, but he'll settle for the corner kick. The attendance 17,470 inside Deepdale, so bigger than it was on Saturday for the Wolves game. Terrific support here on all white on the night. Corner kick now for Blackpool, and it's Ince here ready to take it, left-footed in towards the penalty area, headed away by Joe Garner, who was strong there inside the 6-yard box. Hayhurst will try and stop it reaching Ince, and he heads it out for a throw-in, and he's cheered on by the home support down below us. And Blackpool with the throw-in once again, just keeping an eye down here for any Substitutions, nothing doing at the moment. Here's Davis on the edge of the penalty area. Strong challenge by Bailey Wright. A fair one as well from the Aussie. But Davis has got it back now, and Bailey Wright's just out of position now. As Blackpool here look on the right-hand side with Broadfoot, trying to curl it around the outside, but Hayhurst able to deal with it. This is Robinson now on the left. Robinson with his right foot curling in towards the penalty area, headed down by Basham, headed away by Huntington inside the penalty area. Keane has to be strong here, and Joe Garner's back there, and he gets caught, and that'll be a free kick. Garner again just having his heels clipped and winning the free kick for his side. It's just starting to get a little bit more frantic again now in the last couple of minutes, Sean, and I'm sure these two sets of players will not want to make any mistakes as we come towards the end of the game and start to think about extra time.
I think that the volume and the atmosphere in the ground's lifted. In the stands, I think on the pitch again, there's just a few little late tackles flying about now and little niggles, and the referee's going to have to keep on top of it. The last thing you want to see is somebody sent off and make it a bit of an uneven game. But no, it's like I said, not a lot happening again at the minute, and I wouldn't be surprised if especially Simon Grayson maybe looks to bring one of his other players on.
There's a shot across the face of goal, and Ian Hume almost finding the back of the net. It took a touch, so the goalkeeper must have saved it, but it will be a corner kick. But that is Preston's best chance of the game, no doubt about it, and it was very nearly the return home for Ian Hume.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it wasn't Kevin Davis flicking on, but big ball down the pitch, flick on, and what Hume likes to do, play on the shoulder and got his shot across the goal, and you've got to say it was a fantastic save.
Terrific stop. Here's the corner in towards the penalty area, knocked away at the near post. Chopra here trying to keep John Welsh at bay as Blackpool send it away, and Tom Ince just wasn't keeping an eye on it there, and lost the count. The flag's gone up actually, so will be a free kick, but that was Ian Hume showing what Ian Hume is all about. But Jack King is getting ready to come on now, the former builder of course, who had a dramatic introduction at Preston North End in this competition in the opening game of last season against Simon Grayson's Huddersfield, scoring on his debut, and he may be required shortly here for the now Preston boss. Another corner kick for Preston though, in front of the town end, gets the supporters on their feet and excited once more. Here it comes from Holmes in towards the penalty area, there on the back stick, and just about manages to smother it away. Falls to Hayhurst though, who's still trying to keep the pressure on. Buchanan now giving it back to Hayhurst, who's onside as he tries to cut in field on his right foot, standing it up towards the far post. Huntington almost there. Falls to another lily white shirt though on the edge of the penalty area. It's Holmes backing up the defender, can't twist his way past the Blackpool man though, and then just pushes him down, and it's going to be the free kick that Blackpool gets, and that will just ease the danger. And I think Holmes might be penalised for kicking the ball away there, just to add to North End's frustration. But that was probably Preston's best passage of play in the game over those 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, a bit of sustained pressure, a couple of corners flying in and crosses. I think you can see some of the North End lads giving it a little bit to Holmes there, because he had the chance just to whip it in. He's tried to beat the lad, and when you have the opportunity to put the ball in the box, I know forwards and midfield players just want it put in there, and I think quite a few of the players are frustrated there, and he took a yellow card there because I think Robinson was away if he hadn't brought him back.
Well, Jack King has had his shirt on, but with a bib covering it for the last couple of minutes on this touchline, and he's still getting some instruction from John Dreyer and Simon Grayson. Blackpool on the right hand side with Broadfoot, challenged by Hayhurst. And once again, Broadfoot just having a quick look at his foot and then glancing at Hayhurst, just milking it a little bit as takes this throw in front of the North End fans. This is Cathcart helping it forward. Keith King chests it down. Hayhurst has just looped that one up, and will be brought down by Ferguson. It's towards Robinson again. Robinson thinking about the cross, but instead will pull it back for Ngell. Ngell square this time for Barry Ferguson. Picking up the minutes now at his tender age here. The experienced Barry Ferguson played the full 90 Saturday. Still going strong here. As Broadfoot crosses this one in, but it's just out of play. Will be a throw in, and now I think presumably a like-for-like change up top, although Jack King has had a spell in midfield in pre-season and excelled, and he has traditionally played his football as a striker for Preston, and he will be an extra battering ram, an extra force up top to try and make a breakthrough here in the final 20-odd minutes or so. Here's Buchanan up towards Jack King. There's a push there from King, so it's going to be a throw. It's a remarkable story, Jack King, isn't it? Having left the family business as a builder 12 months ago to make a career for himself in professional football, and here he is at the start of his second season with Preston. Crossing towards the penalty area here, down inside the penalty area, and Hayhurst gets it away. Almost fell kindly for Ian Hume. Hayhurst here is still giving chase, and Ferguson going to just shepherd him away from the ball there. Bit of fortune falling for visitors. Davis going down this time under the challenge from Bailey Wright, who just took a knock to the forehead there. He's got to be alert again here as he gets his head to this one. He did just enough, I think, and Buchanan will knock it away upfield as Blackpool try to up the tempo again themselves, quickly taking the throw-in, being urged on from the technical area. This is Ince, and now Ferguson on the right-hand side. It's Buchanan who will do the clearing again. Jack King on the halfway line, trying to keep hold of it. Comes back towards Bailey Wright, who defends. A bit scrappy again in this spell in the second half. This is Ian Hume now, quickly away from Ferguson, and now finding Hayhurst, trying to take it infield, and Hayhurst still going, and he's brought down. He's won the free kick there. Excellent work from Will Hayhurst. Didn't look as though he was going to keep hold of it down that left, but got his body just in the line and won the free kick there.
Not sure about that one. Nah, fair play to him. You know, he's cut across the defender and ran across him. You see them giving all the time, and it's better to see him up this end of the pitch. You know, too much of this half he seems to be playing like another left back. He's too deep. Obviously the pressure they're under, and it's nice to see him get a run at the fullback and have a go at him, because he looks like he's got a bit of pace and a bit of trickery.
Excellent play from him from a North End point of view. Perhaps not if you're a Blackpool fan. There's two Blackpool players being spoken to by the referee Madley at the moment, and I think he's just having a word with Barry Ferguson, trying to get him to tell young Tom Ince just to cool it a bit. But John Welsh is over this free kick now on the edge of the penalty area. He could line up for a shot, more likely a cross, as he stands over it anyway, right-footed in towards the far post, and the goalkeeper is able to gather it just a bit too close there to the keeper, and that's frustrating for the manager, isn't it? Simon Grayson turning away in disgust.
Yeah, too lofted, you know. It's like cherries for the keeper, just come and pick them. Too high, needed it whipped in and on people's heads, so the goalkeeper's got to come through bodies. That was a little bit, you know, like goalkeeping practice for him, that one.
Bobby Grant is still ready to come on this touchline in front of us, but doesn't look like he's going to come on straight away. The former Accrington Stanley youngster, and formerly of Rochdale most recently. A good season last year in League Two, scoring 18 times. Here's Blackpool crossing in towards the penalty area, and it's headed down and onto the roof of the net, and that was another opportunity for Michael Chopra as he gets himself to his feet. He did everything right there, but he perhaps just headed it down into the ground a bit too hard, and up it went and landed onto the roof of the net with Declan Rudd stranded.
Yeah, again, young Hayhurst is having to do far too much defending. You know, he's an attacking and a flair player, and he got between the two defenders there, Chopra. You know, we've said before that he scored goals at every level, and he was clever, and it was a good effort. I wouldn't say he should have scored, because he was sandwiched between two players, but you know, put the ball in the box, and he's one of them. He's a fox in the box. He'll get you goals.
It might be him who's coming off shortly, with Grant ready to come on, but it's a substitution that's been a long while in the making. Here's Ian Hume now for Preston as the Lily Whites come forward again, looking to try and pick out Jack King, but it's dealt with and cleared out of play. Another quick look at Paul Ince from the assistant, but he says no, I'm not making the change yet, and Preston will try to capitalise. Here's the throw on the right, and to find Holmes. Gets it now, and he's trying that step over and crossing it in. Hume arriving, and I think Lee Holmes just keeps it in play. Does he? He hasn't. It will be a corner kick, I think. So Preston will be able to load up from the back again. but just a couple of chances now starting to come in Hume's way with a bit of regularity.
Yeah, the game's starting to open up now at both ends, and a great tackle there from the Blackpool defender. You know, Hume right on his right foot to open himself up, and a great block. But yeah, things starting to open up now at both ends.
Corner kick for Preston. Holmes now in towards the penalty area. Jack King was just waiting, but it got deflected away from him. Preston sliding in, trying to keep hold of it, but it's deflected towards Ince. And now Blackpool trying to hit it long upfield. Chopra on the halfway line. He's got some support as well. It's Broadfoot, the right back, who is there, but he's given it straight to Bailey Wright here, who plays it off one of Paul Ince's coaching staff there, and that will be a throw in there for Blackpool. They take it quickly. As Michael Chopra here has it. He's had Blackpool's best chance of the game. The missed kick in the opening minutes of the second half, and the header that ended up on the roof of the net. Here's Broadfoot again, just losing out though, and maybe Cathcart here has to defend. Jack King is going to give chase all the way back to the goalkeeper Jilks. Jilks deals with it. Upfield it goes. Huntington here. Steve Davis does enough. Blackpool here try and build again with Davis on the left-hand side. Banks has just outfoxed him there, and this will be a Preston throw in. 16 minutes to go, and there's going to be another change, and Blackpool are going to bring on Bobby Grant now, and they're going to bring off Angel. So Grant, a more attacking player than the holding midfielder from Angel, and he got 18 goals for Rochdale last season before the Accrington and Scunthorpe man, and Bobby Grant has certainly got an eye for goal and will perhaps pose a little bit more threat than Angel did from that holding midfielder role. Sure.
Yeah, looks like he's moved Basham inside, and like I said, Grant's an out-and-out forward, very lively. I've played against him over the years, and he is quick, and he can be an absolute pest. So another one for North End to watch.
Ian Hume now trying to keep this one in play, but it's just gone against him. We're entering the final 15 minutes now here at Deepdale. We are getting to the latter stages of the game, and we'll start to think about the extra 30 minutes, potentially the penalties. But here come Blackpool again through the middle with Grant, the substitute. The challenge from Huntington just puts him off, and Grant's cross is blocked by Bailey Wright. The two centre-halves doing terrifically well there, working as a pair, and now Preston can try and counter-attack. It's Hayhurst on the left making the run. Holmes hasn't picked him out yet though. He will find Buchanan instead, and now Buchanan just keeping hold of it a couple more seconds. Back to Holmes it comes. Keith Keane is calling for it. Tom Clarke running forward down the right hand side, but Huntington again plays it to Clarke this time, who is trying to invite John Welsh forward. Welsh does get there first, and now tries to take it past Mackenzie, but just overran it a little bit, and that's going to be a goal kick. But when Preston go on the attack, the crowd get behind them, and you're almost sensing and expecting something to happen.
Yeah, they're just willing them to get a goal, and I think the roof will come off. Great tackle at the end by Huntington, got them big long legs. Grant was the wrong side of him in on goal, and it's one of those, you don't get it right, it's a penalty. You don't get it right, you're sent off. And like you said, since Grayson coming, he's been a mainstay, and I've been really impressed with him. He ended up going to Yeovil and looked like his career was sort of going down, and he's coming to North End and done fantastic.
Preston here on the ball inside the centre circle. Keane out for Buchanan. Hayhurst on the left, comes back to Buchanan. This time Keane's got to be quick because Chopra's just behind him. And that's Bailey Wright. The home fans loving this at the moment from North End, but they'd like them just to have a little bit more attacking threat in the final third. Huntington now inside his own half, exchanging passes with Bailey Wright, but Preston just struggling to get themselves out here, and Bailey Wright briefly giving it back to Blackpool, but Preston have got it back on the halfway line. This is Ian Hume now. He does well just to touch it off to Tom Clarke now. He can run forward. He tried to play the through ball for Jack King, but not quite coming off for him on that occasion. But Clarke is a player who likes to get forward. We saw it on Saturday against Wolves when he got into a advanced position, playing good ball forward. Good round again there. Here's Broadfoot now on the right hand side. The Scot hitting it first time into the penalty area, headed away by Bailey Wright, the young Aussie, doing well. And the Preston fans opting to juggle the ball themselves inside the stand before returning it to the Blackpool man, ready to take the throw in. Broadfoot will get it underway now shortly. Throw comes in towards the edge of the penalty area, and John Welsh manages to get it away. There's Ferguson now. Ferguson out wide here, looking for Broadfoot again. Broadfoot just getting inside onto his left foot and then laying it off. Grant crosses it in, but it's going to be headed away well. And Hume here giving chase, but not going to be able to reach it. And I think Ian Hume's just pulled up with some sort of injury there, and he had a quick word with the manager, and it's as though his evening might be over, and that would be a desperately disappointing sight for the home fans if it's the end of Ian Hume's night, particularly with an injury. Looks as though Chris Humphrey is going to be brought on shortly, but Hume not moving at all freely at the moment. As Hayhurst here brings it back, this time for Holmes. Buchanan running forward now, trying to take on Broadfoot. Will settle for the throw in, and well, Ian Hume doesn't look 100%, does he?
No, I think the change will be made. He's bent over at the minute, and he just seemed to sprint to the line. I don't know whether he's pulled something, but it's a long season. It's not worth him, tearing his hamstring badly or something to get him off and give somebody else a blast.
Clarke on the right hand side. Back it comes here for John Welsh. Ian Hume just trying to get himself onside here as the ball comes back into the penalty area. This is Jack King, and now Ian Hume, who's still trying to juggle it down, but he's gone down now, and he's not fit at all. So Blackpool, I should say, knock it out, and now Chris Humphrey comes across. And well, it's not the return to the starting lineup that Ian Hume would have dreamt of last night. He has had a couple of opportunities, but hasn't been able to find the back of the net, and now with 11 minutes to go, he is going to be brought off, and Chris Humphrey will be brought on. Humphrey, exciting prospect, signing from Scotland, of course, in the summer. He's had an excellent couple of years. Couldn't quite have things go his own way against Wolves on Saturday, but Chris Humphrey is certainly a pacey, exciting player. And Sam Grayson's got high hopes for him. Don't know if you've seen much of Chris Humphrey, Sean, but he's certainly had a good, decent record up in Scotland over the last couple of years.
No, I'll be interested to have a look at him. I've not seen anything of him. Hume just coming after a great ovation, and the supporters can see that he wants to be here. He's run himself into the ground, and looks like he's holding his groin, and let's hope it's not too serious. But now, chance for Humphreys, to taste this atmosphere, and be interested to see how he does.
Yeah, Ian Hume just coming across here and having a quick word with John Dreyer by the looks of it, explaining what's happened to him. Hopefully it's not a serious injury and he won't be out for too long, but we will wait and see. Into the final 10 minutes, and Jack King's charged down that one. He might have took it flush in the face, but he's a strong character, and he just brushes that one off. This is Humphrey now on the right hand side. Taken a couple of times to get hold of the ball, but he has sent it back now for Huntington. King here just trying to offload the Blackpool defender. Comes back to the Blackpool defence though. Waiting for late drama in this one before heading to a lottery of extra time and penalties. Blackpool running forward again, but John Welsh in command there with the slide challenge to keep hold of it. As Jack King there gets a real knock from Mackenzie, but no free kick. Referee had a good view of it. Jack King just having a quick word with him. But, play will continue because Blackpool have got the ball. And, Tom Clarke here just sliding in, and he was just a fraction late there on Grant, and he will give the free kick away, and Blackpool will perhaps think about sending up big Gary Mackenzie for this one. He is making the way up there, and that's quite a collision, isn't it, between Mackenzie and big Jack King there.
Two big lads. I think with King coming on and going and playing as a target man, I don't think we're going to be seeing Kevin Davis tonight. I was a little bit surprised King's not started. The games I saw him last season, he's probably North End's best player, so it's an opportunity for him to try and get himself back into the team, and like I said, he's a big old unit.
Yeah, he is. He's come from non-league, which is always a bit of a lottery, but he's done so well. But if anything, his favoured position, he says, is in the centre of midfield, but you wouldn't particularly know it the way he plays up front, and he's had a spell in defence as well. But as we mentioned a little earlier, terrific for him to have left his job in the family business as a builder and trying to make your way as a professional footballer, and seemingly working out for him so far. Here he is under this one, trying to help it forward, but Just loses out. Ince here, who's continuing to impress down the wing, and he skips past Buchanan, but then just overplays it a little bit. Gets a pat on the back there from Buchanan. It's going to be the throw. 8 minutes to go. Up it goes here for Jack King, and Preston will have another throw. Simon Grayson launching it to Buchanan this time. King just trying to flick it over his head here, and it almost ran kindly for Hayhurst. Welsh will pick it up and send it back towards Keith Keane. Humphrey waiting on the right hand side. And it's going to be Huntington now, through for Lee Holmes. Holmes up towards the edge of the penalty area, laying it off for Chris Humphrey now on the right hand side. Humphrey trying to go on the outside of the defender Robinson, but Robinson manages to take the ball off him and ease the danger out and send it long now for Blackpool. The game getting increasingly stretched in the final few minutes, and it's Chopra now trying to get past Keith Keane. And the two go shoulder to shoulder, and the referee perhaps expecting to blow the whistle, but play continues. Blackpool have it on the left hand side, and North End have still got to be alert. It's in, starting left and right. Left he goes again, trying to drill the cross in, and Tom Clarke once again, not for the first time, has to defend well against the highly rated youngster. But the Blackpool fans are up on their feet now for this corner kick. 6.5 minutes of normal time to go, but once again Clarke having to do well defensively there at right back.
Yeah, Ince run it in full tilt in the box and stood up and did well. You know, like we said earlier, Humphreys, the young kid, had a chance to put it in the box and sort of lost it and ended up Blackpool on a counter attack. And like I said, you'll be pulling your hairs out. You just want to put it in the box and make them go defend it.
It's always a threat when they have a set piece like that, when the likes of Mackenzie come steaming in, and once again he was the one arriving, and he really does cause problems. He scored twice at the end of last season for Blackpool, scored again for them on Saturday, and I think Paul Ince has unearthed a bit of a diamond there from set pieces. And the former MK Dons man jogs back to his position. Just under 6 minutes to go before we enter what will be extra time. Blackpool, couple of years ago, 3 years ago in fact, went out to MK Dons on extra time. 2 years ago they went out on penalties after extra time to Sheffield Wednesday, so they don't have the best of records, but as the ball just runs out of play over on that far side, it will be the visitors who have the throw in. North End have got a pretty good record in spot kicks down the years, particularly with the big German, Thorsten Stuckmann in goal. So I'm sure Declan Robb will fancy his chances in a spot kick, should it get that far. There's still a long way to go, 5 minutes of normal time, and then potentially 30 minutes after that, as Clarke is just got a kick in the face, but it goes to Will Hayhurst now on the left hand side, trying to dribble his way forward, comes back to Welsh, and now Holmes. Here is Holmes, and that's a great save by the goalkeeper Gilks, who had to get quickly down to his left hand side. Holmes setting himself and finding a really good shot that was destined for the bottom corner, but for the Blackpool keeper.
Yeah, great effort again. He's coming into it a little bit, Holmes, at the minute. You know, he can go either way, he can shoot, and a snapshot there, and Gilks did well to read it. You know, just talking about extra time as we approach it, you know, Saturday, Monday is difficult to play this early on in the season, and there'll be a lot of tired bodies out there, and I think both the managers will be looking to use the squads. We might see a few more, you know, tired bodies and a few more goal-mouth incidents as people start getting a little bit more tired.
Jack King here trying to edge it out towards the right-hand side. A little bit loose here as Hayhurst tries to steal in, and he's took out by two players there, and that will be the free kick. He's back up quickly is Hayhurst, but Jack King again just having a quick word for the treatment he's getting, but it's a typical Mackenzie challenge on him. But there's nobody leaving their seats early here, with this one still very much in the melting pot. But North End may well have the opportunity to try and steal it with a chance now. Lee Holmes has stood over it, who has certainly been one of Preston's standout players in this second half. He's standing over this one now and will look to try and play it in with his left foot. Here it comes, in towards the penalty area, towards the back stick, and there's Clarke! Preston have scored with just over 3 minutes to go, and it's Tom Clarke who gets his first North End goal, arriving late, and he sends the home fans into delight. They are in front in this West Lancashire derby with just minutes to go, against their own rivals Blackpool, and Preston could well be going on into the second round of the competition. What an end we have seen. Tom Clarke scores. It's Preston North End 1, Blackpool 0.
Wow, that brings back memories when that goal went in, the crowd, the atmosphere. Big Clarke, he's been probably one of North End's best players. He's had a bit of a torrid first 20 minutes against Inns, but he stuck to his job, and fantastic for him. Hero forever. What great balling off Holmes, like we said, and lost his man, and what a time to score.
Yeah, what a time to score. We are into the final 3 minutes, and listen to the noise now around Deepdale. Fantastic atmosphere. Tom Ince here just brought down by Keith Keane, so that will once again cue the likes of Mackenzie and co to come up, but the scenes here of celebration quite amazing. The North End fans delighted with that goal, and Tom Clarke has really made a name for himself here, but there is still time left. And here in Blackpool with this free kick, Ince in towards the penalty area, headed away by Buchanan, almost cheered as loudly as a goal there, as Humphrey here tries to lose out to John Welsh, who slides in, and now it's Humphrey's turn to slide in. He's just beaten to it by Robinson, but he turns defence into attack here, trying to run in between the North End players, but it's John Welsh there again, doing the defensive work expertly, as Humphrey tries to play it at crossfield looking for Hayhurst. It doesn't quite come off for them, but this is going to be certainly a frenetic ending here. This is Holmes now, looking for Jack King. Preston just need to keep their cool for a few more minutes, and they will be going through into the draw for the next round. The draw will take place incidentally on Thursday at lunchtime at 1:30. But there's still a couple of vital minutes to see through yet. Comes back to Declan Rudd now, and he kicks long upfield. Looks as though Kevin Davis is going to be brought on for the final swan song in this one, but it could get better for Preston. It's Hayhurst in towards the penalty area. This is Hayhurst now trying to just stand it up, but in the end I think he just ran out of room there, and it goes through for Blackpool, who have got to send it upfield quickly now. This will be a heartbreaking end for them if they are to go out with that late goal from Tom Clarke with just over 3 minutes to go. They've got themselves another free kick though. Keith King just a little bit too strong in the challenge. We are now into the 90th minute. The fourth official will be out very shortly, perhaps after he's done this substitution for North End, but Kevin Davis is now going to be brought on, and I think it's going to be Hayhurst who will come off for the final few minutes. Davis will be brought on. He's an old experienced head, he'll have been here and done this before, but Hayhurst has had a good evening's work as well. The local lad getting a good ovation as he comes off shore.
Yep, standing ovation through, he deserves it. You know, he's not had one of his better games going forward, but he's done a job for the team. He's had to defend and dig in, and you know, he's coming off with a little bit of cramp there. The thing about Davis as well, the ball's going to be slung into the box now and a little bit more route, and he'll be as important in our box as he is in their box.
3 minutes to be added on. Here's the cross in towards the penalty area, headed away by Keane, and there's Declan Rudd who grabs it and smothers the ball inside the 6-yard box, and the home fans yet again delighted with that one. So we are into the 3 minutes to be added on, and these are fantastic scenes of celebration going on around us here at Deepdale. This is no ordinary cup win. This is a all Lancashire affair. Here is Jack King into the penalty area, almost getting there ahead of the goalkeeper. The free kick will go the Blackpool man's way after that challenge, but well, Jack King is a bit of a battering ram, and it almost paid dividends there. Is Huntington heading this one down, trying to keep hold of it, as Preston just smashed out of play for a throw in. Many of these supporters dancing in the aisles here, absolutely delighted with how this game has panned out, as Blackpool here come forward again. This is Chopra, twisting, turning, laying it off for Bobby Grant. Grant here, long way out wide it goes, looking for Ince on his left foot, trying to curl it in. It might fall for Blackpool again, and the man just missed his kick there. Here's Grant who fires it in over the top on his left foot, and that will waste more valuable seconds for Preston North End. But every time Blackpool miss a chance or a Preston defender wins the ball, it is greeted as if North End have scored.
Yeah, a little bit of luck there. It falls to the left back on his right foot, and he does a swinger and does end up doing a pirouette and missing it. Back to the delight of the North End. But what an atmosphere! All these down here to the right are just absolute party time, and Blackpool possibly a little bit unlucky, you know, they've been in this game, they've had possibly the better chances, but it's about putting in the net, and you know, what an atmosphere, it's absolutely bouncing in here.
We are into the final minutes. 17,500 here are cheering on North End. Well, most of them are, at least 4,500 from Blackpool. Here's Holmes now, who has done well to win the throw-in. There will be an almighty roar in about 40 seconds when the full-time whistle goes, and North End will be through into the next round of the Captial One Cup. They will be the first team into the hat for Thursday's draw. Here is Buchanan trying to get away from Broadfoot. He's just waiting for the corner flag to arrive, and here he comes now. The smallest man on the pitch, arguably, is trying to be the strongest as he looks for the throw-in, and I think he deserved it there, but the referee has given it Blackpool's way. Time is very nearly up. Only seconds remaining here. Buchanan heading it out for yet another throw. All eyes on the referee now as Deepdale gets ready for one huge party. It may only be the second game of the season, but this will be one of the biggest victories so far. There goes the full-time whistle. Preston North End have beaten Blackpool with a late goal from Tom Clarke. The new defender makes a real name for himself with the winner right at the death, and it is delight for Simon Grayson. He beats his former side, and Preston are through to Thursday's draw in the second round of the competition.
It's brilliant for the team, the football club, the supporters. I said to the players before the game that somebody could be a hero tonight and go down in history amongst the supporters for the rest of their lives, and Tom Clarke certainly did that. I thought there were some outstanding performances from the team, and somebody hopefully was going to be the winner for us, and Tom got onto the end of a great delivery from Lee and finished it off like he did against Rochdale a couple of weeks ago.
Coming to the latter stages of the game, you're thinking sort of extra time, you know, and then obviously we get a great cross from Lee Holmes, and you know, I've thankfully got on the end of it.
We got a foothold in the game and went right to the end, and obviously got our rewards.
As soon as I came and the game got picked out, it was, you know, a massive game, and obviously from the players they're telling you what a big game it is, and obviously you could see today with the fans after the game what it meant to them, you know, so it felt brilliant.
I said to people before the game that if they didn't know too much about this derby match, then I'm sure once they got here they'd understand it, and it was a fantastic atmosphere.
The fans were brilliant, and their fans turned out in numbers, and you know, you could see after the game what it meant to everyone, so I was just thankful that I could be the one that got the goal and got us through to the next round. That's the main thing.